right now on Denver 7, from the 70s and sun to clouds in the cold. We're tracking big changes in when you can expect to see snow.
New apps are bringing customized nutrition to our phones using AI technology. We're looking at if they're actually worth it and could improve your health. And bees could be the newest crime scene investigators, how their instincts could help more families get answers about their loved ones.
Plus, the sudden weather change is good news for fire crews, how it's helping them contain 2 Colorado wildfires. We start with a live look outside, and we're seeing some pretty dramatic changes from yesterday. Katie LaSalle joins us now. Katie, it's only going to get colder tonight, and the rain may even turn to snow. So the question, when and where?
Late tonight into early tomorrow morning as temperatures drop down to below freezing. We could see that rain-snow mix here across the metro area and some slushy conditions in spots. But right now we are seeing rain. A live look from Westminster looking off to the west. The heaviest rain falling right now just to the east of Denver out to the airport near Aurora and up through Boulder. In terms of the snow that's falling, that's over higher terrain, mainly above 7,000 feet. You head into the foothills and off to the west. It'll be light to moderate snowfall for the next couple of hours, and it's pretty widespread right now, as you can see from our weather alert. It's really only the western half of the state that's under this winter weather advisory from our northern, central to southern mountains. It's going to be until midday tomorrow that this winter weather advisory remains in effect from Steamboat through Vail down through Telluride. No advisories for the Denver area, but gusty winds and much colder temperatures. Right now we're seeing strong winds from the north, and we'll continue to see that tonight. We'll talk more about where we're expecting that snow to accumulate coming up in your full forecast.
All right, Katie, thank you. And thanks to cooler temperatures and rain, firefighters are getting better control over 2 wildfires currently burning north of Denver. The NCAR fire near Boulder is 80% contained as of now. Crews were also able to hold that fire to 190 acres despite worries about last night's winds. Crews are also working to fully contain the Soul Shine fire in Estes Park off Highway 34. Firefighters say that fire is now just 13 acres and 30% contained. They're now focusing on the fire line and plan to let the cool air and the rain help put that fire out. Police have arrested this man on a warrant for burglarizing a Louisville home damaged in the Marshall fire. Nathan Leidke was taken into custody over the weekend. A police sergeant says he saw his truck parked outside of a house in a burned neighborhood. He then witnessed Leidke running through the backyard. Items taken from the home were also found inside of that truck. The Denver Police Department says it's investigating a 17-year-old girl's death as a murder after her body was found in an alley. Jasmine Rivas Hernandez was found near Quebec and Colfax Saturday afternoon. The Denver Police Department says it believes the death is criminal in nature and is treating it as a murder. No details were released as to the cause of her death. Family members say they're heartbroken and have many questions about her death.
I want this person who did this to pay for this. I want them to pay for the rest of their life for, what they did. Like I said, she didn't deserve this. And who knows, they did this already once. Who knows if they could do it again and hurt somebody else.
DPD says this is the 3rd murder of a juvenile so far this year. If you have any information on Jasmine's death, call police or Metro Denver Crime Stoppers.
A COVID-19 landmark starts the news feed. The Department of Defense military medical responding team to this pandemic is ending its mission. Now, this is the team that would fill spots in hospitals when they were short on staff nationwide. Now COVID hospitalizations near their lowest point ever, the DOD has decided that those efforts are no longer needed. Migrants trying to cross the southern border will now have access to the COVID vaccine through the U.S. government. Border Patrol is expected to be giving up to 6,000 shots a day by the end of May. There are charities and nonprofits at the border that have already been giving shots to those hoping to seek asylum. The pandemic has fueled a new focus on home health care, and a multi-billion-dollar deal announced today is another example of that. United Health is buying LHC Group for $5.4 billion. Now, this group is an in-home health care company that helps patients with issues like chronic diseases. Now, there's a federal goal to cut cancer deaths in half over the next 25 years. To get there, the country will need to address disparities in screenings and treatment.
I'm a bilingual patient navigator. I'm also a certified healthcare interpreter for the agency. I've been with the agency for almost 6 years, doing everything from patient navigating, scheduling, interpreting on-site, and transporting women, especially Hispanic, to their appointments.
Laura Hernandez is a Spanish-speaking patient navigator for the Delaware Breast Cancer Coalition. She works to build trust and overcome healthcare barriers within the Hispanic community. She says a lack of transportation and fears, especially among those who are undocumented, are common.
A lot of people don't just want their information out there because they think that the slightest, information out there, puts them at a risk that someone will come knocking at their door asking for them or for a family member. So that way they rather just not do anything in that regard. Obviously, that is not true.
Hernandez is just one of several bilingual patient navigators. The coalition also has a Haitian Creole navigator. They meet with the community where they gather at places like churches and schools. The state also has a program that pays for cancer screenings and covers treatments for 2 years for anyone. Hernandez remembers a 41-year-old woman that she helped get her first mammogram.
To the moment she was diagnosed, I was with her. I would go interpret with her for her at her appointments, and even to her cancer treatment appointments, I would just go as a support person because her husband worked throughout the day, so she was just there receiving chemo by herself. And there's one day I remember particular that I went to Chick-fil-A, got her lunch, and we just sat and ate Chick-fil-A at the cancer center together. So now we keep in contact, and now thankfully she's doing well.
Each year, the Delaware Breast Cancer Coalition helps thousands of women get mammograms. They target zip codes where screenings are the lowest. The state went from having the second highest death rates for all cancers to 18th over 2 decades. They saw the biggest drop in men of color. The pandemic has further highlighted disparities in our classrooms.
Depending on where you are, for a number of reasons, going to do poorer in school than your counterpart who may live 5 miles down the street from you.
We're taking a look into the work that's happening to address this.
And your electricity rates could soon be going up. We explain Excel's plan that charges you more depending on the time of day.